is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are sports. We are Southeast.
On Solar Eclipse Day 2017, everybody at SunTrust Park was staring at the sun, and in the midday's available light, the Braves and Mariners were one with the sun. We'll let the sunshine in tonight. It's game one of our three-game interleague series. The Braves hosting our friends from Seattle. Hi again, friends. Look who we found on the dark side of the moon. Tom Glavine joins Joe Simpson and me for this Braves-Mariners series. And Joe, Atlanta taking on a Seattle club that's in the midst of a very long road trip, a very important road trip for Seattle's thinking not just about the Braves, but about a potential playoff spot in the American League West.
Yeah, they're only a game and a half out of the second wild card spot in the American League. And as far as the Mariners are concerned, well, the road suits them just fine. Since June 30th, they're 15-6 on the road. That's the second best record in the major leagues. Their offense, not bad, and certainly middle of the pack when it comes to runs scored. The story about the Mariners all year long has been injuries to their pitchers, and tonight we'll see one that used to wear a Braves uniform.
Yeah, a week ago, Albers and Fultonevich were Braves organizational pitchers. Now one of them's pitching in Seattle, and two contrasting styles get the ball in game one.
Yeah, lefty-righty, obviously hard thrower, a litlittle bit of a finesse guy in Albers, but two guys with something to prove after a couple of tough road starts. Mike Fultonevich is happy to be at home. His last 7 home games, 5-0 with a 2.43 ERA, And for Andrew Albers, he's going to have something to prove as well. 12-3 with Gwinnett this year before the Braves let him go. Won his first start for Seattle against Baltimore, so he's going to want to go out there tonight and make the Braves think they made a mistake letting him go.
Time to set your controls for the heart of the sun. It's Solar Eclipse Day 2017. It's the Mariners and the Braves. Game one gets started next. Braves and the Seattle Mariners here at SunTrust Park. Time for redemption for Mike Fultonevich. A couple of rough starts back-to-back in rotation for the Braves, fellas.
Yeah, tough one against St. Louis 2 times ago, and another tough one against Colorado. But home sweet home. You see his numbers on the year: 24 starts, 10-8 record with a 4.75 ERA. So look for him to go out there tonight and get things back on track here at SunTrust Park.
Let's hope so. His 4 keys to pitching success, and he has pitched well here at SunTrust Park. But a better impression. Those 2 starts Tommy was just talking about, Mike got off to rotten starts, and he just couldn't get the train back on the track. So pitch tonight. Don't throw. When you do get in some trouble, make good pitches. have the confidence that you need to get through some of those tough innings and pitch like you were when you went 9-1 over a 10-start stretch.
Seattle's in the midst of a long road trip. They've also been held without a run for their last 14 innings, but don't be fooled. Segura, Alonso, and Cano is a terrific trio atop Scott Service's Toyota starting lineup card. Seager, Haniger, Gamble, Zunino, Leonis Martin, the former Texas Ranger, and Andrew Albers is the pitcher. One big advantage for the Braves in this series, as is always the case in the National League parks. The Mariners are without a big bat. That is Nelson Cruz, a 30-homer, 100 RBI guy. He can pinch hit, but so far not starting for Seattle in Game 1. So that, we hope, will help Mike Foltynewicz get off to a good start tonight. Gene Segura, the former Milwaukee Brewer and Arizona Diamondback, will lead off. He's hitting .314 for the season. And the first one for Mike is down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. 86 degrees at first pitch tonight, and very humid. Their last gasp at summertime here in Atlanta, Georgia. As Segura now a 1-1 count. And Mike right there at 97, 1-2. A chopper to Brandon Phillips. He backs up at the bag and makes the play. Brandon continues his good defensive work at the hot corner. Segura's retired and we're underway.
There aren't many guys in the lineup that have seen Mike very much. He made a couple of relief appearances against the Mariners several years ago. But one guy, if they went to Yonder Alonso and said, what do you know about this guy? He's not going to give him a good scouting report because he almost was on the Oakland A's team that Mike no-hit out in Oakland.
Yeah, he's just going to say he's really good from what we saw.
Yeah. Got nothing for you.
Alonso's been a nice pickup. He's got a 7-game hitting streak, and that one's sprayed foul and out of play. Alonso's the Seattle first baseman with 23 homers, 54 knocked in. It's going to be an exciting time for him going from Oakland to Seattle in the midst of a playoff chase in the Pacific Northwest. And that just missed, even count. No swing, and Alonso now ahead in the count. 2 balls and a strike. Jeff Nelson, the crew chief, has the plate. Corey Blazer, Ramon De Jesus, and Laz Diaz ring the bases. Alonso helped him out there. That wasn't a strike. 2-2.
Yeah, but a changeup that had some nice late action on it.
Yeah, good pitch. Fastball count. Throw him a changeup. Tailed out of the zone. Couldn't hold up.
So a full count for Yonder Alonso. Mariners are 1 game over 500. 63 wins, 62 losses. They're a game under 500 on the road. And Mike just struck out the Seattle first baseman, his first punch out of the game. 2 up, 2 down.
Little extra on this one. 98.
With a little sink too.
So 2 outs on 10 pitches for Foltynewicz. We'll keep an eye on his economy tonight as he takes a peek at Robinson Cano. And that's outside. 1 ball, no strikes. For all those years with the Yankees, many were surprised that Robinson Cano ended up signing a free agent deal with the Seattle Mariners. The fact that he signed through the 2023 season probably had as much to do with it as anything else. He's 34 years old. And 6 more years left on that contract. But what a player. 19 homers this year, 77 knocked in. Last season, he had 39 homers in Seattle, and to do that at Safeco Field, that is incredible work. 3 balls and a strike. Ground ball toward Ozzie at second. He's going to make the play, and Mike Foltynewicz has a very easy 15-pitch inning. 3 up, 3 down for Seattle. Here come the Braves at home. Sure, but it is a beautiful sunset in Atlanta, Georgia tonight. 3 up, 3 down for Mike Foltynewicz in the top of the first. The Braves Toyota starting lineup features Ender Inciarte leading off. Red hot Brandon Phillips second. Freeman, Kemp, Markakis, Kurt Suzuki, Ozzie Albies, Dansby Swanson, and Mike Foltynewicz. Fellas, they're facing a guy they ought to know pretty well. He was in the Braves system as of about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 11 days ago he was acquired by Seattle. 26 games with Gwinnett this year, 17 starts, pretty good numbers, 12-3 with a 2.6 ERA, and look at the walk to strikeout ratio, 19 to 115, so pretty good.
Braves are 10-10 against left-handed starters this year.
Can't imagine what Andrew Albers is thinking about as he goes to work and delivers a strike to Ender Inciarte. A shot to short. It handcuffs Segura, and Ender's going to reach. Segura's made 12 errors this year. I would think this will be an E6 as well. We will await the official ruling. It is an error, and Phillips is coming up with a man aboard.
They were tied for 5th in the American League in defense, but still they had committed 70 errors, so now it's 71.
So the Braves have the first base runner of the ball game. Ender's at first, and Brandon Phillips, coming off an 8-hit series against the Reds, digs in. And a strike. Brandon Phillips has done everything since he's moved across the diamond to play third base. He starts play tonight needing 11 hits to get to 2,000 in his career. He has yet to make an error at the hot corner. And he made a couple of spectacular barehanded plays yesterday that had even the Reds oohing and eyeing his former club. Little roller hit toward Cano. He's going to fire to second one. The return to first is in time. A double play. So Phillips hits into a twin killing,
and the bases are empty for Freddie Freeman.
And this is what you can expect from Albers. Scouting report I got on him from some Braves organization people is that he may not throw 95, but he knows how to pitch, and he can make good pitches when he needs to, get ground balls when he needs to, and he did there. Nice turn by Segura.
You don't figure he's going to have the strikeout numbers here that he had in AAA, but yeah, he's going to make the guys put the ball in play and pitch to bad contact.
Is that the name of the game?
Well, that's what pitching is supposed to be, but
got a very simple kind of modified windup, and he's jumped ahead of Freddie Freeman. No balls, 2 strikes.
and I'm sure, like I said, he's got a little something on his mind to prove here tonight, but at the same time, he can't think too much about that because he's in the middle of a pennant race now.
Giving Seattle something they desperately need. That is innings out of their starting staff. A staff that has been absolutely wrecked by injuries this year. They have used 16 different starters.
That's unbelievable.
Freddie hits one high in the air toward right field. Back near that wall and off the Coca-Cola side. It's going to ricochet back toward the infield. Ball dropped by Henniger. And Freeman's on his way to third base, and he'll slide in safely with 2 outs. A double and an error on the right fielder is the official scoring.
Well, that's not an easy wall to play for the first time, and I think it's possible that Henniger gave up on this one a little early because it didn't hit that high above the padding. And then he chased it down and dropped it.
So that's where the error came in. Second error of the inning for Seattle. And that'll bring up Matt Kemp. Matt had a scheduled day off yesterday, the day game after his first night game back from injury. Matt missed 19 games with a hamstring issue. And reached base a couple of times in the middle game against the Reds. Play, 1 ball, 1 strike. Albers picked up the win in his last start. His first win in the major league since 2013, a span of 1,463 days. 5 innings of 6 hit, 1 run ball. The run he gave up came in the first inning. Braves would like to make him 2 for 2 in that category as a Seattle starter tonight.
Originally signed with the Padres, then got hurt, was released, and then talk about a guy who had to work his way back. He started back into pro ball in a Canadian independent league team.
No swing. Well, he ought to feel at home playing in that Canadian league. He's from Canada. North Brattleford, Canada. And the University of Kentucky, interestingly enough, where he was a college teammate of James Paxton, the man whose spot Albers took when Paxton got hurt. And Kemp takes a walk, first and third for Markakis. That's Scott Service, the Seattle manager. Scott had a fine major league career as a big league catcher. Houston, the Cubs, Giants, and the Rockies. Last year he led Seattle to an 86-win season. A 10-game win improvement over the 2015 year. They finished 3 back in the wild card despite winning 16 of the last 24 games last year. They might need a finishing kick just like that this year to have a chance to get in as a wild card this season.
They need their pitchers back.
No balls and a strike for Markakis. And a little squibber slowly out toward Cano. He's got it. He'll release quickly. And and that will retire the side. Seattle commits a couple of first inning errors. The Braves can't cash them in, and we head to the second inning, no score.
Braves Mariners, top of the second, no score. Well, at 2:36 p.m. this afternoon, there was 97% darkness at SunTrust Park. What did I learn? That the sun is a gamer. It doesn't need to have its best stuff to light up the park. With only 3% light, this place was bright. So what did Ender Inciarte and a few others, including R.A. Dickey, said? Well, kind of anticlimactic. Talking to Brian Snitker, they said, hey, you know the best part about it? We had great team bonding. We went out and laughed and talked with the Mariners, and yeah, we want to beat them later, but it was a nice little break from baseball. We all got to get together and have a little fun. Guys, back to you.
Put the shades back on, Paul.
Kyle Seager takes a strike. There you go.
Better.
There you go.
Yeah,
Better.
a little better looking like this.
I think it's kind of bad looking.
Ooh, I like that.
It looks like
I would have pitched with these, but I cannot see anything. So
That might have been a good thing sometimes.
that's right. I would have thrown more strikes. But yeah.
he looks like the Will Ferrell character in Zoolander, doesn't he? Check him out.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Well done.
First solar eclipse in the U.S. since 1979, I believe, and it's the first time since 1918 that the eclipse covered parts of the 48 contiguous U.S. states. Today,
I think a lot of people kind of felt like it was a downer because it didn't get so dark.
yeah,
But I think that was the thing that I think I was most impressed by, was how light it was with only 3% sun.
If you'd been in Charleston or Raven Gap, Georgia,
With everybody else in the Southeast.
right, you wouldn't have been here by game time.
No.
I'll bet you that jacket came out of Dave Niehouse's closet. Long time, late great Hall of Fame voice of the Seattle Mariners. He dressed like that all the time. That guy on the right, that is. And you know he'd have shoes to match the hat.
He's going to need to drink all that to kind of dim that thing.
Then he'll be glowing.
A little pop into shallow left. And Brandon Phillips, a Lone Ranger out there in the shift. And Seager drops a single in to lead off the second inning. That's Kyle Seager, Corey's brother. What a family they've got in the major leagues. In fact, I think they have the Players' Choice uniforms coming up this weekend. Rumor has it that Kyle's uniform on the back is going to say Corey's brother.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, that family.
Here's Mitch Haniger, former Brewer and Diamondback. He's hit 8 homers. He's knocked in 28. And Mike delivers a strike.
He came over in the deal with Segura.
That was the deal that sent Taijuan Walker down to the desert and to the Diamondbacks. And it's even a ball and a strike.
I think one of the things for me tonight from Mike too is body language. His last 2 starts, we talked about how good his body language has been up to this point this year. His last 2 starts, I think, showed some frustration. Wasn't happy with his inability to make some pitches. Be good to see him go out there tonight and not only have better command, but be in command of himself as well.
Agreed.
Two balls and a strike for Haniger. Seager a short lead at first and a swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Well, despite Mike's recent struggles, the Braves have still won 13 of his last 18 starts. As Joe pointed out, he's pitched great here at SunTrust Park. He's already won 10 games. That's a new career high. And trying to get back on the beam in Game 1 against Seattle here. The pitch is low, ball 3.
Pretty good pitch there that he laid off. Yeah, the team's won each of his last 7 starts here. He's gone 5-0.
He tried to get it with a bare hand. Ozzie stepped on the bag and then tried to throw to first and lost the handle. The ball ends up back at home plate where it bounced off the bat. The Braves get the forced play at second base. Haniger's at first.
Look at Freddie.
And everybody in the world say, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Freddie's over there. Wait a minute. Hey, now throw it to me.
Did he just whiff?
I don't know. Maybe it hit the helmet of the runner.
Yeah, I thought it hit the runner at first, but I don't know. I'm not sure. It might have just flew out of the side of his hand. Looked like he's got a decent grip on it. Yep.
No.
Just. Oops.
That was great.
Well, Kurt Suzuki's glad it rolled up and hit the bat, or else he'd have chased it all the way to the backstop.
Mm-hmm. Everybody was standing around like, what just happened there? And a line drive into right field. Markakis is going to come on. The ball's behind him. Haniger had to hold up, but when he saw the ball drop, he was able to make second base without incident. So Gammel's aboard. 2 on and 1 out for Mike Zunino, the Seattle catcher, and Gammel awarded a hit.
Nick's really good on this sliding catch. He's made many of them this year. Couldn't get to that one in time.
Needed the 13-inch model instead of the 12-inch model.
Yes, he did.
So here's Mike Zunino, pride of the University of Florida, and the number 3 overall pick in the 2012 draft. Carlos Correa went first. Byron Buxton went second. Zunino went third.
I'd say the first pick panned out all right.
Yeah. Buxton's awfully talented. He's a Georgia kid from Appling County High School. Max Fried was the 7th pick in the draft. Addison Russell went 11th. Corey Seager 18th. Michael Wacha 19th. The Braves took Lucas Sims 21st in that draft.
That's a good draft. Some good players.
And it's been a struggle for Zunino at the major league level. His bat just hasn't been what they thought it would be, especially for the number 3 overall pick.
This is by far his best year, is it not?
His best average in the major leagues with any kind of playing time is .214 in 2013. He hit 22 homers for his career high in 2014, but hit 199. So that's a little hard to figure. And he's been up and down between Seattle and their AAA club in Tacoma in each of the last 2 years. Still a young man, just 26. And he balances that one foul and out of play. And 2 balls, 2 strikes your count. Little roller hit to the left side. Dansby's going to make the throw to first. And Seattle advances runners to second and third with 2 outs. You've got Leonys Martin coming up, then the pitcher. Let's see how the Braves play it here.
Smart play by Dansby. He knew he wasn't going to be able to turn a double play, and it was going to be a close play at second, so he went for the sure thing.
So the Braves are not going to mess with Leonys Martin. They'll go after Andrew Albers with the bases loaded and 2 out on the intentional walk. Place to put him. Ball 1. Good cut and fouled back.
Yeah, if you don't get to hit a whole lot and you're facing a guy like Mike, better look fastball early and try to put one in play. Took a good hack at that one.
Up the middle, it deflects off Fultonevich's hand, and everybody's safe. And Albers has an infield hit and an RBI. That's twice in this inning. Mike has reached up with a bare hand to try to make a play. This time it costs him a run.
Reactionary.
Yeah, it's just kind of a habit. It's there, and I think more than anything, it was just a little bit of a changeup. I think he thought it was hit harder than it was, and went to get it, and it wasn't quite there, and hit off the heel of his hand, and everybody's safe.
That's his first major league hit, and he gives himself a lead. And now you've got a tangle with the top of the Seattle batting order. Segura and Alonso lurking.
Well, that's where Mike's got to gather himself. Tough break. So what? Keep it under control.
Dangerous pitch now. 2 balls, no strikes. Driven toward right. Markakis drifts back, and he's got room. And that retires the side. 28 pitches for Fultonevich in the second, but Andrew Albers, with his first big league hit, enjoys a 1-0 lead. It's Kurt Suzuki in harness for Atlanta. And Kurt Suzuki has had a fantastic year, as has Tyler Flowers behind the plate. The Braves are thrilled to death with their catching combination. Suzuki and Flowers have been unexpected offensive surprises so far this season, and that is our SunTrust confidence play.
Numbers 24 and number 25. And back-to-back, they have been outstanding all year long. 10 game-winning RBIs included.
Yeah, they have been a pleasant surprise, to say the least, offensively for this club.
So Albers will continue his warm-ups. He was on the bases for Seattle after he picked up his first major league hit against his former organization, the Braves, tonight. That hit plated Mitch Haniger, and Seattle leads by 1 here in the Braves half of the second inning. So Suzuki ready to go, and Albers delivers a strike. Albers' 2 major league wins prior to putting on a Mariners uniform came in 2013 when he was a Twin. That season he was an 11-game winner at Rochester, their AAA club. He was the first 10-game winner there since Francisco Liriano and Phil Humber won double digits in the Twin system. He even pitched a season in Korea in 2014 where he went 6-13 for the Hanwha Eagles. And that's jammed foul. No balls, 2 strikes.
And he's such a good fastball hitter, Kurt Suzuki. That pitch was 87 miles an hour and was all over his thumbs, which proves you don't have to throw 97 to pitch inside.
No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a shot down the left field line. Did he keep it fair? He did. And Kurt Suzuki hit it over the wall. A line drive home run.
Boy, that just barely carried the fence. A line rocket. More great work by the Braves catching corps.
14 homers for Suzuki. 11 of them have come in his last 28 games.
Not sure what he was trying to do with that pitch, but after a fastball in on his knuckles, like you said, come back with a breaking ball, and I don't know if he was trying to back foot it and missed or what, but threw it right down the middle, and Kurt didn't miss it.
To infinity and beyond, and it ties the game 1 apiece. And it's Albers versus Albies here in the second inning. Braves second baseman has his average over 200 now. A double, a triple, and a run for the Braves yesterday in the 8-1 win over Cincinnati. That's off the screen and out of play. 1-2 your count.
Suzuki's career high in home runs is 15. He did that with Oakland, but he did it in 570 at bats, and he's just 1 off of that now.
To right, and that's going to be short hopped by Haniger. Didn't get a good read on that ball at all. So Ozzie has a safety. That's back-to-back hits for the Braves, and it brings up Dansby Swanson.
Fought it off. Again, playing in a new ballpark, not all that easy to get a perfect read. You need a little bigger glove too, Tom.
Yeah, he didn't get a great jump on that ball, and then he kind of surrounded it. So, like you say, new surroundings. Tough to get used to it.
I think Seattle was thinking about challenging that call as if maybe Henniger caught it. But that obviously isn't going to happen. Dansby Swanson will stand in for the Braves. He's hit safely in 8 of his last 9 games. And he takes a strike. Base percentage looks low overall, but it's been rising of late. Dansby's been turning the lineup over with some real patience in the number 8 spot on the lineup card. One ball, one strike. Albers drove in the first Seattle run. That man drove in the first run for the Braves on a solo homer. Fouled away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. He just did get back.
Boy,
tricky move.
Yeah, it was. He just even reacted late.
Pretty good lead. And chased back. Runner goes, a shot to Alonso, and he has one play, and that's to step on the bag at first. Dansby with an atom ball. He's robbed of a hit, but he advances all B's for Mike Foltynewicz with 1 out.
Little hit and run play, and I'm not even sure Alonso knew that he caught that ball.
It caught him.
Nicely done by Swanson. Good swing.
Let's see if Mike can help himself. He's 2 for 34 at the plate.
Where does open stance go? There was a little toe tap there. That was different. Got a couple of knocks though with that open stance.
Including one against Adam Wainwright in St. Louis on August 11th. But he's made short work of. 3 pitches. Retires the Braves hurler Mike Foltynewicz. Albers has his first strikeout. And we go back to the top and enter Inciarte. Anders hit a little dry spell of late. He's 0 for his last 11. And downstairs, ball 1.
He got a little bit of rest yesterday, which was nice to see when the Braves got that comfortable lead after a big 5th inning. He came out and Lane Adams finished up in center.
New baseball for the Seattle left-hander. 2 balls, no strikes. As Joe said, the Braves don't see many left-handed starters. But the lefties that Ender has seen, he's liked it a lot. He's hitting .294 this year against lefties. Braves team hitting .263 overall. It's on a play, 2-1. One game in the second here at SunTrust Park. Just missed a corner. 3 balls and a strike. Here it is. Lined over short. That's a base hit, and that's going to score Albies. The throw coming toward the plate is going to be late. Throw to second, also late. And the Braves take the lead. It's an RBI single for Ender. He takes second on the throw. Albies scores, and the Braves enjoy a 1-run lead now.
It's good. Good way to snap that 0 for 11. Took the lefty the other way. And then the Mariners, who've already made 2 errors, somebody forgot to be the cutoff man.
Yeah, throw was good, right where it's supposed to be, but nobody there to cut it off.
Alonso was coming across the diamond, but he was late getting there.
Yeah, he figured Ender was going to get a pitch to hit right there with a right-hander on deck, and got one, and nice piece of hitting.
So Seattle not very sharp with the leather to start the game. Atlanta taking advantage. Now Brandon Phillips with another man in scoring position. And a big swing and a miss. Strike 1. Mentioned earlier how hot Brandon Phillips has been. He's our Georgia lottery feature. 3 homers in his last 9 games. He's got a 6-game hitting and runs scored streak. Working tonight as that one's back to the screen out of play. 1-2.
Cincinnati tried everything. They pitched him in. They pitched him away. They pitched him soft. They pitched him hard up and in. Nothing worked.
Yeah, he was sorry to see them go, that's for sure.
Alber's turn to work hard, have a long inning.
He's about to make his 41st pitch of the night. And into the seats. Nice catch. So a long at bat continues for Brandon Phillips. Brewers will step off.
.71 miles an hour on that breaking pitch. He'd thrown 176 miles an hour that he fouled back earlier in this at bat. Brandon didn't figure he could go any slower.
See if he tries to sneak a fastball in on him after back-to-back breaking balls.
Another 1-2. Grounded toward short. Segura's got it. Sets his feet and fires to first in time, and that retires the side. Kurt Suzuki hit the 137th home run at SunTrust Park this year. 7 more than the total at Turner Field last year. Atlanta gets 2 in the second. They lead by a run heading to the third. Break brought to you by T-Mobile. If you are a fan of chaos, there's a great potential for some of it in the American League when it comes to this wild card race over in the junior circuit.
How about the Twins? 11 out of 14, hanging tough in there. Angels are coming off a road trip, but they still have won 9 out of 11. They're at home tonight with Texas.
Yeah, it's anybody's game in the wild card over there.
I really hope 6 teams finish tied. I want to see complete and total, utter
you wouldn't want that.
Craziness come playoff time. As Yonder Alonso leads off and takes downstairs. Houston still leads the AL West by 12 games over the Angels. The Mariners in 3rd place, 13.5 back. Don't count out Texas. As there's a base hit the other way by Alonso. His first of the night, and the Mariners put the tying run aboard here in the 3rd inning.
Fastball count. Got a fastball up out of the strike zone, probably a little bit off the plate, but fastball up, and saw a lot of that his last 2 starts. And I think a lot of it is just frustration with his inability to locate his fastball as frequently as he wants to. And as we said, we've been praising him all year for not doing that. He's been doing it a little bit more the last couple games, and hopefully he'll stop.
Well, he's done it already tonight a couple of times. That on the base hit on what was not even a strike, and then on a pitch that he didn't get called a strike, he had a funny reaction last inning.
Mike's given up 20 hits, 13 runs in his last 8 innings for the Braves. And at this time of the year, with the number of innings he has pitched, his ERA has gone up by 0.8 of 1 point with those last 2 outings alone.
Yeah, last 2 outings killed him, but you know, I mean, look, you're going to have those blips. Maybe not that bad, but you're going to have them. You got to come out of them.
Robinson Cano pops one up, and Brandon Phillips is there. Dansby Swanson was helping point the way in the twilight sky. Nice help by Swanson, and Phillips makes the catch.
Here was a pitch last inning on a call that he thought perhaps should have been a strike, didn't get it. And watch Mike's body language. Hands in the air like what? Like it was a good pitch. The worst part about that to me, maybe the best part to me if I'm an opposing hitter, is I like seeing that.
Oh, absolutely. You're thinking, okay, well, he's not comfortable. He doesn't quite have it. Whatever. You're thinking there's a crack in the armor.
Yeah, things aren't going his way.
Right.
Well, Mike's admitted as much. That's a big challenge for him. He's an emotional guy on the mound, perhaps to his own detriment sometimes. He's got an out. He's got Seager up there, and he's got a 1-1 pitch coming next.
But the funny part is he's not that way off the
field.
diamond.
Right.
Yeah, he's very mild-mannered, almost quiet to a fault, and doesn't give you that impression at all.
Line down the left field line. That's trouble at fair. It is, and it is. And the ball's going to bounce into the stands. That's going to be an opposite field double for Seager, who's 2 for 2. And Seattle's coming right back in the 3rd inning with a threat of their own. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out.
This guy doesn't. I mean, I guess because everybody sees his brother playing in L.A. and how good he is. This guy's won a Gold Glove. He's put up some big numbers.
How many Mariner third basemen have hit 30 home runs?
Yeah. Consecutive years of 20, 22, 25, 26, and last year 30. Drove in 99 runs last year. Bet you didn't know that.
What a steal he was, a 3rd-round pick in 2009. And the Mariners have already locked him up through the 2021 season. Two balls, no strikes for Haniger. Line right back where it came from. Diving play, Ozzie to save a run. But the game is tied as Alonso comes home to score. And Fultonevich got Charlie Brown on that blast back up the middle. It's an RBI for Haniger. Seager takes 3rd as Alonso scores to make it 2-2.
Oh my. Mike falls off to the first base side and he almost walked right into that. That was close. Great play by Albies.
So that diving stop saved a run. It preserves a tie for the moment as Ben Gamel's coming up. Gamel, a very impressive rookie outfielder for Seattle. Looking at the American League rookie batting rankings, Gamel's tied with Yuli Gurriel of Houston with a .295 average. He's 6th in RBIs, 2nd in multi-hit games. And he pops this one up towards short. Dansby drifts out, and he's got it, and that retires the side. Seattle gets a tying run on 2 hits. A great play by Albies looming large. In the 3rd, it's a 2-2 game again. We head to the bottom of the third inning. And time for Freddie Freeman to get things going for the Braves. And he's the subject of our cold hard facts. Look at the splits for Freeman since the 2017 All-Star break.
Yeah, that's kind of weird because he wears lefties out normally. He's run into a bad stretch of tough lefties.
Does a guy like this, Joe, as an offensive player, frustrate you? And I mean that with no disrespect to Albers. He doesn't throw hard. It's almost like he's playing catch with Zunino up there.
It requires a lot of patience. You can't go up there trying to hit this ball 450 feet. You've got to basically take what he gives you, think more about up the middle and the opposite field, which Freddie does anyway. That's what he's always thinking, lefty or righty. But speed-wise, if you're trying to pull this guy, he's going to get his ground balls.
And I would think, Tom, late in your career, you kind of pitch like Albers does. That is a great weapon for you, that aggressiveness of a hitter that you can utilize as a weapon from the mound.
I appreciate you saying late in my career. It was most of my career. But no, I absolutely try to pitch off a hitter's ego. You know, they want to hit fastballs. They want to hit them a mile, particularly against a guy like this or a guy like me. And, you know, you try to feed off of that aggressiveness, whether it be, you know, like Joe said, he doesn't, the guy doesn't throw that hard. I'm going to try and hit the ball to the moon, or, I'm going to think along with him. I'm going to guess right. I wanted guys guessing right sometimes, particularly with my changeup, because I knew they were going to swing and they probably wouldn't have good swings.
Bounced out of play for Freddie Freeman. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Paul Bird, you have some thoughts on this?
Well, I have a question for Tom, because I have hit off Tom a number of occasions, and you could take that radar gun and stick it in your pocket, because even though it said 88, 89, it felt like 94, 95 at times, and I was late. So my question to Glav is, what do you think a pitcher needs to do to be sneaky quick with that fastball?
Well, it's twofold. Number one, you have to establish that you can command your fastball on both sides of the plate. Once you do that, you got a hitter's respect, because hitters don't want to get beat by a fastball, particularly 88 miles an hour. When you can start to mix in your off speeds like that, then that makes it really hard for guys, because now you have to respect not only the fastball, but you have to respect the fact that he can get a secondary pitch over the plate. And when you start getting hitters having to think between one pitch or another, one speed or another, it makes it awful difficult for him. And to me, that's the art of pitching. That's something I heard Warren Spahn say years ago, is, hitting is timing, pitching is upsetting that timing, and pitching is making 88 miles an hour look like 95 miles an hour. And you do that by being able to really locate your off-speed stuff.
Late swing by Kemp, and into the second deck foul. Strike 1 for the Braves left fielder, Matt Kemp.
That's why I think you see, conversely, guys who throw 95 and get so many fastballs squared up, is because hitters, A, are not worried about the location. They know you're going to make a mistake over the middle sooner or later. And B, they're not really concerned about you being able to throw your off-speed pitches for strikes behind in the count.
I'm just glad Paul said for you to stick the radar gun in your pocket.
I was wondering where he was going to go with that.
Mm-hmm.
1 ball, 1 strike. Bases empty for Kemp. And a slow roller, foul.
See, he's doing this not just to lefties but righties. He's got guys reaching for pitches when he gets ahead in the count. They can't afford to watch one sail by at 82 miles an hour for fear of taking a called third.
Yeah, and I guess the biggest non-luxury you have, so to speak, by not being a velocity guy is you're not going to get away with that mistake over the middle of the plate.
To short. And Segura has time to load up and get Kemp, who again is just back from the hamstring. Kemp's an easy out, 2 away here in the Atlanta 4th.
Well, I agree with you, Tom. And I almost hurt my back on one of your changeups, and I looked pretty stupid, and the dugout's going crazy. And like Joe says, calling me a non-athlete because it was such a bad swing. But I was embarrassed, and I didn't want that to happen again. So all of a sudden, it's like a pitcher who pitches, not to lose instead of to win. Those were how my swings were. I was just protective. I didn't want to look stupid. And you know, there's something to that changeup.
Nick Markakis takes one the opposite way for a 2-out hit on the first pitch. And the inning continues for Kurt Suzuki, who homered over the left field fence.
Nick is such a professional hitter, and we get used to seeing it and sometimes take it for granted, but this is what you got to do. He wasn't trying to pull that ball. That was a ball that could easily have been pulled, but that was not his approach when he went up there. Smart hitter.
Well, that's the thing too that a lot of guys, a lot of hitters don't want to do is they get that fastball that they were looking for, they guessed right, and then instead of trying to think the other way and go with it and take your single, now all of a sudden they want to hit the ball a mile, and because they guessed right, and they roll over and hit a ground ball.
No balls and a strike for Kurt Suzuki.
There's another thing to this, and I feel like you were this way, Tom, that Albers knows he's going to give up hits. He knows he's not going to throw a 3-hit shutout on most nights. He's going to give up hits, and it's a matter of how he pitches out of the stretch and makes pitches with guys on base and doesn't worry about it.
Ground ball, soft contact to short. Cano at the bag handles, and that sends us to the 4th inning. Braves 2, Seattle 2. Zunino, Martin, and Albers are coming up.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by your local Ford dealer and the Georgia Lottery.
2-2 score as we head to the 4th inning. Lower third coming up for the Seattle Mariners, who snapped their 14-inning scoreless streak with a run in the 2nd and another run in the top of the 3rd inning. With Paul Bird, former Mariner Joe Simpson, Tom Glavine, Chip Carey. Hope everybody survived Solar Eclipse Day 2017. As this one's popped out of play by Zunino. Strike 1. Zunino comes from a baseball family. His dad is named Greg. His mom's name is Paola. His mom and dad met in 1983 when Greg played baseball in Italy. And his future wife, Paola, was the starting catcher for the Italian national softball team.
How about that?
Greg came back to the U.S., got an area scouting job with the Cincinnati Reds. Mike was born in 1991 and then became a Gator and a top 3 draft pick, as we said back in 2012 when he just struck out.
It owes a lot to his mom for being a major league catcher.
Right. And he's not the only Mariner who can thank his mom for the big league bloodlines. One of the Seattle coaches is Casey Candell. Remember Casey with the Indians, the Astros, and the Expos? His mom was a member of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. That's the league that was made famous by Rosie O'Donnell and Tom Hanks.
That hurt two guys. That hurt Martin, and then the ricochet got Suzuki on the arm, or on the elbow.
Oh, and
elbow
leg
and
too.
thigh.
Yeah.
So a little professional courtesy here by Jeff Nelson. He'll call the ball boy out and let Kurt Suzuki try to get some feeling in the forearm and the leg. That is a prime example of why the catcher's gear has been labeled the tools of ignorance. Those brave enough to get back there get hit with those glancing blows all the time.
He must have a good welt there because he showed it to Nelson.
So Albers has a hit. He's going to try to bunt, and he did. And it's a beaut. It hugs the grass, and the successful sacrifice moves Martin to second base. And now Gene Segura hits with 2 outs.
For a guy that doesn't hit a whole lot, he sure made that look easy.
Sure did.
Gotta feel great for guys like Albers. Long time between major league wins. 12-3 at AAA. He earned this chance with Seattle. And he's getting the glad hand on the bench as Segura digs in. He's 0 for 2. This guy's a dangerous hitter. He led the National League in hits last year. And the Mariners are happy with his production despite missing 30 games due to a hamstring and an ankle problem. And he just took ball 2. Another close call that Mike didn't get.
Jeff has not exactly been pitcher friendly tonight, I don't think, with the strike zone. And a few calls both ways that could have gone for the pitchers and didn't.
Ball 3. And 4 straight puts Segura aboard. And again, Fultonevich with a long look in. I would think that's not going to help him get the close pitches when he needs them later. So a hit batsman and a walk sets it up for Alonso, who singled and scored the second Seattle run.
His first non-intentional pass, however.
Alonso now with an 8-game hitting streak. Takes another one low. That's 5 straight that missed. Had to work hard. 2-0 pitch. Pickoff play, and he threw it away. So everybody moves up 90 feet. Martin to third base, Segura to second. On a throwing error by Fultonevich. And now a hit means 2 runs.
He must have thrown one of his best sinkers ever.
Yeah. Got his feet tangled up a little bit and Handcuffed. Handcuffed Ansby, sorry.
Sorry, Tom. Might have hit him on the toe. I don't think he got the glove down. So tough spot now. 2 balls, no strikes. And 3-0. He's missed with 7 straight.
This is the second Ford key. Pitch, don't throw. It's aggravating. You've walked a guy, you made an error, but don't just start rearing back and throwing as hard as you can.
Line drive into the right field corner is going to score 2. Alonso got a 3-0 green light, and he's on his way to second base, and Seattle takes the lead again. It's 4-2.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Joe. It's like he's trying to overpower his way through this.
Four-seamer, enter third. And if you got a 3-0 green light, that's exactly what you're looking for. And the error comes back to haunt him too. 2 runs scored instead of 1.
And he's not out of the woods yet because Robinson Cano is up. Robbie Cano has 2,335 major league hits. And Fultonevich falls behind again. 1 ball, no strikes. As Joe and Tom have told us a couple of times, the Seattle club has been an excellent road team of late. They've won 15 of their last 21 away from Safeco Field. They are 6-0-1 in their last 7 road series. And another bouncing ball up the middle. That's going to bring Alonso around third. Ender loads up. Here comes his throw. It's up the third base line, and Suzuki missed the tag. It's a single and an RBI for Cano. Alonso just did get in the back door ahead of the tag, and Seattle has a 3-run inning.
Not a bad pitch there. Just a good hitter.
And Alonso does not run that well. Boy, he must have just gotten a little bit of the plate here. Oh my goodness.
Right over the top of the arm. And Nelson had an excellent look at it. And that's going to bring Chuck Hernandez to the mound. So 3 runs are in for Seattle. They've taken a 5-2 lead. And that'll bring up Kyle Seager for the Mariners, who's already 2 for 2. How rare is it for a Mariner third baseman to have a 30 home run season?
I'm saying pretty rare.
Well, they had Edgar Martinez, who played third base. They had Mike Blowers, who played third base. You're looking at the only third baseman in Mariner history to hit 30 home runs in a year.
Wow.
And this is the Seattle organization's 40th anniversary, as you see on that right sleeve patch. The Compass Rose, the downtown Seattle skyline, the Space Needle, of course. One ball, no strikes for Seager. Ball 2. Most of this trouble with 2 outs. The walk to Segura, a double to Alonso on a 3-0 count. Then Cano banged one up the middle. And now Seager drives one toward left. Long run for Kemp, and he'll have no play. Fultonevich has thrown 20 more pitches in the 4th inning, only 8 strikes.
Yeah, hit batsman and a walk. Put their first 2 runners on.
The Braves bullpen has begun to work.
Just added to the roster, Dan Winkler.
Well, what a great story if he can come back and pitch for the Braves, as that one's hammered foul. Might recall Winkler suffered just a horrific injury at Turner Field. He threw a pitch and fractured his elbow.
And he was pitching great.
He was really impressive. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Popped up. The shift is on, so who's going to catch this? Kemp's coming on. Dansby got over there, and Matt Kemp stumbled as he flew by. And Dansby Swanson hauls it in, and that retires the side. It's been that kind of night for the Braves so far. Seattle's jumped in front again, 5-2 game.
Bottom of the 4th in this, and asking Brian Snitker what was so impressive about rookie Ozzie Albies, he said his coachability. And he said after flying out at the warning track a lot in the first couple weeks, he walked over to him and says, hey, you got a lot of tools. I want to see you run. Why don't you hit one in the gap and show me the wheels? So after a few adjustments and that coachability working with hitting coach Kevin Seitzer, yesterday he hit a double and triple, to which Brian Snitker walked over to him afterwards, patted him on the shoulder and said, hey, kid, thanks for letting me watch you run a little bit. Great story. We're excited to see him turn up the heat here in Atlanta. Guys, back to you.
I couldn't agree more, Paul. He was hitting the ball in the air too much. Line drives, ground balls are going to be part of his game because of the speed. And right-handed. Already a base hit tonight, but right-handed he seems to have a little more pop. Both home runs have come right-handed.
14 hits in the big leagues, 7 of them for extra base hits for Ozzie. As he faces Albers, who has a 3-run cushion all of a sudden. He leads 5-2 in the 4th. Dansby Swanson to follow as the left-hander delivers a 1-2 pitch. And how about that swing?
When you have a high leg kick like this is the type pitcher that's the most difficult to use it on. You're almost better off spreading your stance out, taking your stance, and then just kind of pick your foot up, put it down.
There's a fly ball hit toward left. Gamble is on the run. He's going to give way to Martin in center. And there's the first out. Who was it that we saw, Joe, with the high leg kick that started too early and then had to call timeout? Was that
Odubel Herrera?
That's who it was. He looked like.
Yeah. Wait.
Whoa. Totally threw off his timing.
That's why those guys are typically susceptible to off-speed stuff. Upset that timing a little bit, and they're in trouble.
Braves had a hit-and-run play on for Dansby Swanson his first time up. He hit the ball to the right side, but right at Yonder Alonso, who, as As Joe said, might not have known he caught the ball, may have caught him. He made the play, stepped on the bag. It got Albies to the second base, and he later scored on Ender's second inning hit.
If he does it again right here, it's a base hit, maybe a double.
Line drive toward left. Gamble on the run. He's going to get there.
One area of improvement for the Mariners has been their outfield defense. 3 guys that are out there right now, of course, all have good arms. They've turned what used to be doubles into singles, try to help their pitching staff. And their best center fielder, Dyson, maybe the fastest guy on their team, probably is. He's on the DL. I don't even have him right now. They have another kid named Heredia, Guillermo Heredia, that they signed out of Cuba, that's an outstanding defensive player.
So Albers a pitch away from a 1-2-3 Braves fourth. And Fultonevich couldn't stop his swing. And it is a 1-2-3 bottom half of the fourth inning. Albers has come back to the Braves home, and he's beating them 5-2. And he's got the lead going to the fifth. Head of the fifth inning. As always, the fifth inning is brought to you by our friends at Audi. Love it. Kids have their faces painted on a pretty summer night. Solar Eclipse Day 2017 here in Atlanta, Georgia. And right now it's Andrew Albers eclipsing Mike Fultonevich with a 3-run lead after 4 innings pitched. Let's see if Mike can restore some order. Seattle has scored runs in each of their last 3 turns, including 3 last inning. And a strike for Mitch Haniger. Drove in a run. A missile hit up the middle that almost hit Mike Fultonevich on the way by. Got to the big leagues for the first time last year, played 34 games with the Diamondbacks and hit .229. And he lifts this one a mile high toward left. Brandon Phillips onto the warning track in front of the Seattle dugout, and he won't have a play. It's off the net. Haniger had an unforgettable major league debut. Got his first major league hit off Noah Syndergaard. It was a triple last August 16th. Almost a year ago to the day, he got his first big league hit. Now he's down on strikes. And Fultonevich has his third one of those in the game.
Good spot for that slider.
Here's Ben Gamble. If that last name rings a familiar tone, that's because Matt Gamble is his older brother. They played with the Milwaukee Brewers, if memory serves. Ben was originally drafted by the Yankees. Mariners gave up a couple of minor league pitchers to get Ben Gamble last August 31st.
He's probably happy. He wouldn't have been able to have that hair in New York.
No. Right. Foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, it'll suit him well in Seattle. Like, it's very chilly at night at Safeco Field. You know, the fog starts to roll in.
Yeah.
The stadium's just covered, not enclosed, so it'll be toasty warm in the latter weeks of the season. 1-2 pitch. In the air toward Ender. Kemp will converge. It'll be Matt Kemp making the play. Gamble's retired. Nice recovery for Fultonevich so far. 2 up, 2 down. And here's Zunino again.
Hard to believe Safeco Field's in its 18th year.
It is hard to believe.
And one of those rare situations where a new ballpark opened in the middle of the year. It was in June.
I did not know that.
I don't know if it was by design or not.
Right.
That's the case.
Did you ever play in the Kingdome, Tommy?
Not in the Kingdome, no. One time at the new place. Was not a good experience.
No. Should we not talk about it anymore? We've got 5 innings to fill, buddy.
It didn't last that long. I couldn't talk about it for 5 innings.
Kingdome was quite a hitter's park. A lot of great memories there. Joe, I'm sure you remember the Kingdome fondly as well.
Fondly?
Not just for your work between the lines, but at the microphone in Seattle.
Oh, sure.
Great times there.
The whole experience in Seattle was wonderful.
Sharply hit to third. Brandon Phillips smothers that, makes the throw, and gets Zunino. And that was much needed for Mike Fultonevich.
But the King County Mausoleum was not exactly a wonderful place.
Live Braves baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Atlanta Braves home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. Well, she's got the right shirt for the right day.
That's the truth.
happy birthday. So the right guys at the right time coming up for the Braves in the 5th inning. Top of the order. It's 5-2. Albers will see the Braves batsman for a 3rd time now. Remember, he went 5 innings in his Seattle debut last time out. First pitch swing and fly toward Martin in center. And 1 pitch, 1 out. Brandon Phillips is on his way to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He's into a double play and he's grounded out to shortstop. Braves haven't seen the Mariners since 2014, and the Braves were swept in a 2-game home-and-home series with Seattle. Standard 3-game series here in Atlanta starting tonight. Lucas Sims will pitch tomorrow night. R.A. Dickey will pitch on Wednesday. And the Braves are off Thursday. Will welcome the Colorado Rockies to town this weekend. No balls and a strike for Brandon Phillips. Trying to keep a 6-game hit streak alive tonight. Pitch back to the mound. There's some more of that soft contact we've been talking about. And Phillips is 0 for 3. 2 outs for Freddie Freeman.
His motion is very deceptive too. It looks like he's going to do a stretch and then he bounces and comes at you. But watch this ball. Pitch is away and then it's turning over and dipping even more away, and got exactly what he wanted, which was 1 hopper.
It's good follow up to the pitch before. Threw him a fastball. Brandon took it for strike 1. Comes back in the same spot. A couple miles an hour slower with a little sink. Weak ground ball.
Like the scouting report that I got. He really knows how to pitch.
No balls, 1 strike for Freddie Freeman. And he's been 0-1, 0-2. It seems just about every hitter up there for the Braves tonight. And in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dodgers leading the Pirates 5-3. Is anybody going to ever beat the Dodgers consistently again? They're only 52-10 in their last 62 games.
Crazy.
Alex Woods pitching for him tonight. As that one's over the outside corner, strike 3, and Albers is putting on a clinic. Strike after strike after strike, and he leads 5-2 after a 7-pitch 5th inning.
Ball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Delta Airlines.
Not your ordinary performance from a left-hander tonight for the Seattle Mariners. Andrew Albers, who 11 days ago was pitching for the AAA Gwinnett Braves and winning 12 of 15 decisions, has come back to Atlanta and has pitched a great game. 5 innings of 2-run, 5-hit ball. And he leads 5-2, and he's already got a hit and an RBI as well at the plate. Talk about sweet satisfaction. Through 5, it couldn't have gone better. Still a ways to go tonight, though, as Leonis Martin didn't get that. This guy got off to a horrible start. Martin started 6 for 54 at the plate and was outrighted to AAA in late April. No one else claimed him. Martin hit .312 for Tacoma and then got called back up. Martin got a lot of time with the Texas Rangers, so you know Ron Washington knows all about him. He's the Braves third base coach. And an opposite field hit on a 2-1 count. Fultonevich again looking skyward, trying to find an answer as to how the Mariners keep lining his fastballs.
Well, you can look skyward if you want. Maybe it would be time to look inward. These guys are major league hitters, and granted, that's not a strike. Out off the plate, but these are big league hitters. It doesn't have to be a strike.
No, sometimes you got to tip your hat and give some guys some credit, but
Yogi Berra might have said it best about this game. 90% of this game is half mental. And in his inimitable way, I think Yogi Berra was trying to say that, to your guys' point, these are big league players. These guys are the best players on every team they've ever played on until they got to the show. You're going to get hit. You're going to give up hits. But if you let the other team know that it's getting to you, you're digging a very deep hole. And for the last several times out there for Mike, unfortunately, it's been tough for him. It's been tough to watch. As that one is foul, it rolls past the first baseline, 1-2.
The other side of it to me is that when you what I fear is happening is when you give up a hit like that on a pitch like that, is that then Mike or any other pitcher thinks, well, then how in the world can I throw the ball to home plate without somebody hitting it?
Yeah, that certainly is part of it.
That negativity creeps
You get the
in.
negativity, and like you say, the other side of it is what, not only the projection you're giving to the other bench, but what's the projection you're giving to yourself in your mind as to what you're doing. And like you say, now you're like, well, if that pitch isn't a strike, they're hitting it, then how am I supposed to get these guys out? I can't throw it over the plate, whatever. But at the same time, now you're kind of the woe is me, and you may not realize it, but now you're on the mound and you're pitching and you're just waiting for the next bad thing to happen.
Right.
Freddie Freeman wanted the Braves to take a peek. And might not have been enough to challenge. There's a 2-strike sacrifice again by Albers. He is having a great night. A hit, 2 sacrifices. He's got an RBI. And his first sacrifice led to the 3rd Seattle run.
Well, he's winning friends and influencing people in that other dugout. You mentioned it after the first bunt, Chip, that he was getting high fives over there.
Yeah, no question. I mean, look, these guys are fighting for their lives. They've had more injuries than they can even think about. And now here comes this guy, and he's giving them something.
To short. Segura can't advance the runner. And there's the second out. So here's Alonso. He's singled, he's doubled, he's scored 2, he's knocked in 2. And again, Alonso will take an 8-game hitting streak into play tomorrow. Remember, this is a Mariners club that is without Nelson Cruz. Because of the National League rules, Cruz at DH may be relegated to pinch hitting. They haven't needed him tonight.
Still a manageable game. Big run out there at second base. Good pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike. Runner steals third base without a play. He just kept inching off the second base bag. Martin kept going and going and going. And Alonso saw that and allowed him to steal third, where a ball in the dirt might snatch another run. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. High fly ball hammered deep right field. That ball is off the wall. And Alonso's on his way to second base. Short choppy steps and he slides in safely with his 3rd hit, his 3rd RBI, and the Mariners have a 6-2 lead.
And I'm sure he's thinking to himself, this is not the guy I saw in Oakland. Third RBI. He's got 57 now on the year.
So Mike Foltynewicz will be taken down by the Braves here in the top of the 6th inning. 9 hits in 5 2/3 innings, 6 runs, and Alonso his responsibility as well. Back to SunTrust Park. Robinson Cano, the Seattle hitter, will tell you who's on to pitch next. This is a nice story to see Dan Winkler come back for Atlanta. He pitched in 3 games for the Braves last year before he fractured his right elbow. He was placed on the disabled list April 11th, and he's just now getting back to the major leagues after some excellent work with Gwinnett, as you saw.
I hope the best for this guy. It's been like a 3-year battle for him. I'll explain that. He had Tommy John surgery on July 1st of 2014. He didn't come back and pitch until September of 2015. So he had overcome Tommy John surgery, and 3 games into the 16 season broke his elbow. So all that work coming back from Tommy John surgery, and he'd really only pitched in 5 games before he broke his arm, and that was over a 2-year period, those 5 games. 6'3", 205 out of Effingham, Illinois.
And pitched college ball at the University of Central Florida in Orlando. And out of play, it's 1-2 for Robbie Cano. When Daniel got hurt, I hate seeing anybody get hurt, but the pain of that injury still haunts me from Turner Field. He threw a pitch and then went down, and we were all looking at each other like, what just happened? And then we saw him trying to hold on to his elbow.
Yeah, he had it cradled in his glove.
And can't imagine the pain that he had to endure getting off the field with that avulsion fracture of the elbow. A shot to second, and Ozzie makes the play. And welcome back, Dan Winkler. A hard hit ball, but it ends the Seattle 6th. The Mariners add a run. It's 6-2 in game 1. Live look in here at SunTrust Park on a pretty night. Game 1 between the Braves and the Mariners. Game 2 here tomorrow night, Wednesday night as well. 7:35 first pitches. Braves Live comes your way at 7 o'clock Eastern time. So Albers with a 4-run lead now. Will work in the 6th inning. Kemp, Markakis, and Suzuki coming up. And ball 1 high. Good to see Matt back in the lineup. Hopefully his presence will spark an offensive renaissance for the Braves. When Matt missed his last 19 games, it was noticeable, that power threat in the middle of the lineup. And batting between Freeman and Markakis. Chance now to split up those left-handed hitters. And it's ball 3.
Kemp's the only guy who's walked tonight. That was in the 1st inning.
Eighty pitches for the Seattle left-hander, 59 strikes. That one's number 60, full count.
And just firing it in there.
Yep.
Now with the lead.
And that was tipped, and it was catcher's interference. Yep. Zunino reached up and interfered with the swing plane of Matt Kemp. And Kemp will take first base.
Watch the catcher's glove. Oh. Almost hit him in the hand. And may have.
That'll be catcher's interference. It's an error. And that'll be the third of the night for Seattle. And a strike to Markakis, who Joe had a terrific approach his last at bat.
Just looked like he was thinking going the other way from the get-go. Paid off for him.
And into the seats. It's 0-2. Big series in the American League from Minnesota tonight. They've got a doubleheader with the White Sox. White Sox won game 1 7-6. It's going to turn out to be a 5-game series between the Twins and Southsiders. Minnesota's in that AL postseason chase as well.
Yeah, they've got the second wild card going into play today.
So with their loss, they drop a half game behind the Angels pending the outcome of game 2 and the Angels game at home against Texas tonight. Seattle's a game and a half back. Broken bat, little pop into shallow right. That's going to get down for a hit. So a catcher's interference play and a single from Markakis gives Nick 2 hits tonight. And now Kurt Suzuki's coming up. Let's see if Seattle's bullpen starts to work as the Braves are threatening here in the inning.
Slow curveball. And again, not a bad pitch exactly, but a good professional hitter made the best of it.
Nick stayed back just long enough to get it.
And that's going to be it. Scott Service isn't going to waste any time. He's going to come out and get Andrew Albers, who pitched a terrific game through 5+ innings tonight. The Mariners fans in attendance happy with his work. He leads 6-2 in game 1 at SunTrust Park.
Nobody out in the bottom of the 6th, but they trail Seattle by a score of 6-2. Time for an Xfinity game break. Former Brave Alex Wood surrendered solo home runs to Jose Osuna, another former Brave, Sean Rodriguez, and Josh Harrison. But Curtis Granderson got him off the hook with one swing of the bat, and the bases loaded. A granny for Granderson. His second home run for the Dodgers in 2 games. Right now, LA on top of the Pirates, 5-3. They're in the 8th in Pittsburgh, fellas.
Thanks, Jerome. If Alex Wood can win that game, he'll join Clayton Kershaw as a 15-game winner. The Dodgers haven't had 2 15-game winners as left-handed pitchers since 1982 when Jerry Royce and Fernando Valenzuela did it. Meanwhile, Andrew Albers pitched like a 15-game winner tonight. He was in complete command despite giving up 2 runs in his 5 innings. And now Emilio Pagan is going to come on for his 19th outing.
How about that walk to strikeout ratio?
That's not bad.
Mid-90s with a slider.
Emilio was born in Greenville, South Carolina, lives in Simpsonville, South Carolina in the offseason. Went to J.L. Mann High School. 2 years at Gardner-Webb and then went to Belmont Abbey. As a 10th round pick, he's the highest selected player drafted in Belmont Abbey history. So he's from Braves country. I'm sure this is a thrill for him tonight.
Just up the road.
1-1 pitch, nobody out for Suzuki. And Kirk bumps it foul.
You know what they have in Simpsonville? Besides a lot of great Simpsons. There is a tremendous Bernese Mountain Dog breeder there.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
If you like Bernese Mountain Dogs, look it up. And we do.
Good cut by Kurt. He stays alive. And it's 1-2. Pagan ready. Runners lead. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Popped him up. And this one foul behind the plate. Zunino's got room, and right in front of the tomahawk, he makes the play. And Suzuki is the first out. Kind of coincidental on a day when we had a solar eclipse that a man named Pagan pitches, wouldn't you say? Emilio just turned 26 back on May the 7th.
You're awfully deep, Mr. Carey.
Oh. Just wait. Here's Ozzie with 2 on 1 out. He singled and scored. And it's fouled off the catcher. Strike 1. Big matchup in Cleveland tonight. Red Sox lead the Indians 4-3. That's potential AL playoff matchup. Both the Red Sox and Cleveland lead their divisions by 5 full games. Here's the 0-1. Fly ball pretty well hit. Martin on the run in straightaway center. He's not going to get it. He slips and slides on the warning track. He falls to the seat of his pants. Ozzie on his way to third. He's going to stop there with a 2-run triple. That's 2 opposing outfielders in as many days that have had a skating trip on the warning track here at SunTrust Park. And did Ozzie put a charge into that ball in center field?
Yeah, and left-handed too. Ron Washington having a good laugh at that. Slider down and in, drop the barrel, and whoa, skates.
That happened to Adam Duvall of Cincinnati yesterday or the day before. And boy, that slide up against the fence, he's lucky he didn't get hurt.
Yeah. How much Snit? That's fun watching him run. Do more of that.
It's another extra base hit for Albies. And now Dansby will try to bring the Braves to within a run or get it tied. The pitch is low and away, ball 1. So 4 runs allowed by Albers in his 5+ innings. That's going to be deep enough to score Ozzie. Haniger drifts back to the edge of the track. He'll concede the run. RBI for Swanson. And the Braves have a 3-run inning. It's 6-5 now.
Another good at bat by Swanson. Wasn't trying to do too much, just hit a fly ball, a little bit of an inside out swing. Got it done.
So Winkler retired Cano. He pitches a third of an inning. The Braves will go into the bullpen again after Lane Adams pinch hits here in the 6th. This is his 36th pinch hit appearance. He's got 8 hits. Lane has the most pinch hit appearances of any Brave. Has hit 7 pinch hit home runs this year. Lane has one of those. He's also got 9 RBIs off the bench. And he was thinking about another one here. Strike 1. So Scott Service went and got Albers out of the game with 2 on, nobody out. He was mesmerizing. Pagan's given up a 2-run triple and a sacrifice fly to bring the Braves to within a run. That's hit toward short. Segura's got to hurry. Fast runner, and Adams beat it by a full stride. Boy, can he run.
That's where all that track training pays off. Gets those knees up, long strides.
And Scott Service is going to go get Pagan now. He works 2/3 of an inning, gives up 2 hits. No walks or strikeouts, 1 run so far, but Adams is his responsibility at first base. Braves are coming back in the 6th, and you know how good they are in the last 3 innings. Should be an exciting finish for Atlanta. Long way to go, 6-5 game.
Braves Baseball is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Let's go places. And SunTrust.
Good game now, 6-5. Atlanta down only a run. Lane Adams beats out an infield single. That chases Mr. Pagan. Now the Braves will feast their eyes on 31-year-old left-hander Mark Zipchinski, who's been around for a long time.
He's been around a while because he's pretty effective, especially against left-handed hitters. Only a .200 average against him. .188 for right-handers this year, so he's having a good year. A lot of walks mixed in there, though.
Zipchinski got to the big leagues for the first time in 2009 with Toronto. And he went to the Cardinals. Pitched in the World Series for St. Louis against Ron Washington's Rangers in 2011. And 3 seasons in Cleveland, part of a season in San Diego, Oakland, Washington, and now Seattle. Two. Seattle had a big lead. It was 6-2. The Braves have scored 3 times here in the 6th. Strike. Mariners bullpen this year, 24 wins, 21 losses. A sub-4 ERA collectively. It was close to a walk.
At first I thought he was coming home. He changed his mind in mid-delivery.
Two balls and a strike. Runner goes. Big jump. Swing and a miss. Throw to second is late. Lane Adams steals the base. I'd pay to watch him run. Beats out an infield hit, steals second.
Still perfect in stolen bases, too. 7 for 7. Good catch and throw by Zunino, too.
So a hit means a run. Big gap in right center for Inciarte if Zipchinski hangs something. And a roller instead, hit towards second. Tough play. Cano gotta hurry, can't get it out of his glove. Adams around third is going to try to score it. He's out. Lane Adams never stopped running, assuming of course that Cano was going to field that ball cleanly at second. He didn't, and he was called out on a bang play at the plate to end the inning.
High tag. Let's see if he got those long legs in there.
He thought he was safe. There's the bobble. And with a bare hand, Cano picked it up and fired a strike to the plate.
I think I checked that one. Tying run.
Ooh. Yeah, the Braves are going to challenge.
Yeah, he might as well. I mean, tough to tell, but
it was tough for us from that angle because Jeff Nelson had it blocked a little bit.
So the call at the plate was out. If this is to be overturned, there has to be clear and convincing evidence to change the call.
Even when if you assume the glove hit him, right there. I think the foot was on the plate.
I agree.
That's a great angle right there.
Yeah, that's the best angle so far.
Nice play by Cano to recover and pick it up barehanded.
Yeah, by the time the tag hits him in the midsection, it looks like Lane Adams' right foot and instep was right over the center of the plate.
That angle from, I think, from left field might have been center. Looked the best.
So the verdict is in. He is going to be called. Out. So the call at the plate stands. Apparently not enough evidence to overrule the call. Adams did the right thing with 2 outs. He kept on running. Cano made a heck of a play to preserve the lead, but the Braves are down only 1 after 6. Atlanta are excited to kick off the football season at SunTrust Park Saturday, August 26th with college football night. It's the perfect way to chop on your favorite baseball team while representing your favorite college football team too. Go to Braves.com/college football for all the details.
Sam Freeman's had a little bit of rest, and he could have used it. All 3 games at St. Louis, 2 of the 4 games at Colorado. Has not pitched since the 17th. Should be ready to go tonight, and he's pitched well.
He's got to hold him right there and hope the Braves continue their late inning magic tonight. First pitch is banged foul past first. And a tricky hop. Nice play by the ball boy to hang with it. And Seager down a quick strike. Seager, Haniger, and Gamble coming up for the Mariners. Done a good job against the National League this year. Seattle's won 10 of 17 interleague affairs. The Braves also much improved compared to past seasons. While a 7-7 interleague record doesn't sound like much, last couple of years it's been tough sledding against the junior circuit. Popped up. Long run for Dansby. Brandon Phillips joins him, but Swanson's there. Good range, good play. And that takes care of Seager. 4 out number 1. Good to see that Dansby and Brandon Phillips still have their fun working with Brandon playing to Dansby's right now instead of at second base. So here's Haniger. He's 0 for 3. He's scored a run. He's knocked in a run. chance at short for Dansby again from the outfield grass. Look at him load up and fire away at first. Quick release, good arm, 2 out.
Yeah, and that was without any crow hop. He just planted and cut that one loose. Nice play.
He's been solid defensively all year.
Sure has. He's made his share of errors, but he's saved a bunch of runs too.
Here's Gamble, 2 outs. Braves will have the right guys at the right time in the 7th. Phillips, Freeman, and Kemp. And we'll tell you all about Atlanta's 7th inning or later heroics when the Braves come up. Right there, a strike, even count. Another chance for Swanson. Nice pick, nice throw, and a nice inning for Sam Freeman. Seager, Haniger, and Gamble are retired in order. And at the 7th inning stretch, we got a 1-run game. As I said, right guys coming up for Atlanta. Phillips, Freeman, and Kemp, 1-run game. And you know what the Braves do late.
First 20,000 fans through the gates on Friday, September the 8th, will get their very own Dansby Swanson jersey koozie when the Braves take on the Miami Marlins. Visit Braves.com/tickets to get yours.
I love seeing Dansby up there talking to Kevin Seitzer. You know what that means? Feeling good about his night, about the way he's swinging the bat. Got a big smile on his face, made a couple of nice plays. He's having fun again. It's a great thing.
So here we go to the fun part of the game for the Braves. As we've said so many times, the Braves don't always win, but more often than not, they give you a finish. The Braves have scored 214 runs from the 7th inning or later in a game. They have 16 wins in their last at bat. What looked like a 6-2 big problem is now turned into a 6-5 game with 9 outs for the Braves left. Zepchinski back out there for the start of the 7th. And Phillips lines one to left, diving play, and Campbell can't hang on. The Mariners are trying to catch the ball with tridents instead of gloves tonight. They have had an awful time making plays afield. That'll be a hit. They've made 3 errors in this game.
It looked like it hit him in the glove before he hit the ground. Yeah, he just cuffed that one. Almost knocked his glove off.
glad they gave Brandon a hit, but pretty generous scoring. 10th hit for Atlanta. That brings up Freeman. And in the dirt. Ball one. Saw teams pitch Freddie Freeman just like Zepchinski pitched him right there. Crowd him inside. Don't let him get his arms extended. But we have seen lately Freddie able to line the ball over the shortstop position for hits. And as he says, that's what he tries to do every at bat. Just hit a little line drive to the opposite field and then maybe Tommy lure the pitcher inside where he can turn on a ball and drive it deep.
Well, I mean, it's, you know, obviously that's where you have to pitch him to some degree, but obviously your margin for error is very small in there. You make a mistake over the plate, he's going to hurt you. You know, I think you can still pitch him away, but you got to pitch him down and away. If you're up and away, then you're in trouble.
Front door breaking ball, and Freeman took it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. And Freeman didn't get it. That's a big sequence for Zepchinski. He gets Freddie Freeman.
Is that down and away you're talking about?
Yep, good pitch after steady dose of inside, get him conscious in, and breaking ball down and away and got a chase.
That'll bring up Matt Kemp, who's walked, reached on an error, and scored. Last 2 days, a potential copy editor's nightmare with the Cincinnati Reds having Asher Wojciechowski. Mariners have Mark Zepchinski, and the Braves pitched Mike Foltynewicz tonight. Braves are trying to get Mike off the hook, down a run, and Kemp didn't get it. Balls and a strike.
Broke out a 94 fastball there.
Outside, nice stop. Matt Kemp has seen Zepchinski before. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Nick Markakis is 2 for 9 against him. He's next. Tying run aboard for the Braves, Brandon Phillips with a single off the hand of Gamble in left. Pirates have come back and tied the Dodgers tonight. That one's 5-5 in the 8th. Alex Wood and Garrett Cole, the starters. Pittsburgh on the fringes of the playoff race in the National League wild card. Pitch. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Zunino's throw right on the money. And Brandon Phillips is out trying to steal.
Zunino had only thrown out 18% of base stealers this year. Lane Adams got a swipe earlier, but Zunino didn't try to overthrow this one. He just kind of made sure it was accurate, and it was.
That changes the inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now 2 out. And Kemp, a slow roller hit toward third. Seager's got it, plenty of time to throw, and Zepchinski will have to make another pitch as Alonso came off the bag at first. Another gift. And it's Alonso dropping the ball that keeps the inning alive for Atlanta. This is unbelievable.
Well, I saw that the other night in the St. Louis game, and I thought, my goodness, you never see that happen. And now here you are a week later, and not even. Same thing.
I mean, that wasn't even close to being in the glove.
Waffled him.
So Zepchinski was on his way to the dugout. He thought the inning was over. So did I. A flat out drop at first for another Mariner error. And Nick Markakis will dig in. Four Seattle errors in the game, but they still lead. Tough emotionally, adrenaline wise, to come back after thinking you've got the final out, and then you've got to go back to work with the tying run aboard now.
Yeah, no question. I mean, you're mentally, all right, made my pitch, innings over, heading to the dugout, and then whoop, hold on, got to regroup and make some more pitches.
Mel Stottlemyre Jr., pitching coach. They have 4 errors tonight. Easily could have had another error in left field leading off this inning. The 4 errors tonight, the most since they made 5 back in May of 2014.
Ooh. Line drive right field. Markakis. Kemp on his way to second. He's going to stop. The ball dropped for a moment, but no further advance. 3-hit night for Markakis. And Kurt Suzuki is coming up. Scott Service is going to have to go and make a switch for Seattle again. He's got the bottom part of his lineup coming up in the 8th, so it's going to be a double switch for Seattle.
Yeah, how about this? I mean, after the inning should have been over. Going to cost him some players.
Looks like Guillermo Heredia is going to go into left field for Gamble. Heredia is going to hit 9th. The next Seattle pitcher will hit in Gamble's spot, which is the 6th place on their lineup card. Here come the Braves again with a little help from the Mariners. 2 on, 2 out in a 1-run game in Atlanta. Back in and play left field for Seattle. He'll be placed in the number 9 spot for the Mariners, meaning he'll be coming up third when they hit in the 8th. And this is Nick Vincent, another very impressive body of work for the Seattle right-handed reliever.
He's kind of the Jason Mott of the Mariners in that he just throws a ton of cutters. 6 feet, 185 pounds, formerly with the Padres. Second year with Seattle.
Kurt Suzuki's faced him before. 1 for 1 with a homer. Like to see that happen again, but it's not to be. Pops up the first pitch, and Robinson Cano backpedals, and he settles under, and he makes the play. Seattle tried to gift wrap a couple of extra base runners for Atlanta, but the Braves can't cash them in, and we go to the 8th. It's 6-5 Mariners. Time to check in with Jerome in tonight's big story. Jerome?
Okay, thank you, Chip. The big story, of course, what happened this afternoon up in the sky, and that, of course, is the eclipse. Let's take you over to Columbia, South Carolina, where the Rome Braves were going up against the Fireflies right in the middle of the game. 7th inning, Mother Nature taking over. I know we interrupt games for weather. I know we interrupt games because of issues on the field, but I've never seen a game interrupted because of an eclipse, Nick. And, of course, over 9,600 in the stands. All the players went out on the field. They had their glasses. And Nick, of course, was watching it in his backyard. But if you can't watch it at home, what better place to watch it than on a baseball diamond, Nick?
There's no better place to watch it. I'm just shocked it happened today. Cool it happened to the Rome Braves. They'll never forget this moment. It reminds me of a time I was in Dominican Republic, and the lights went out in the 9th inning, 2 outs. We had to wait 45 minutes to get 1 out to lose the ball game. That wasn't as cool as this moment. That was a very cool moment these kids will never forget.
You pulled the wrong plug down there in the DR. That was the problem there. The Rome Braves did come back to tie it on a wild pitch at 5 in the 9th, but in the bottom of the 9th, the Fireflies, who obviously have an advantage when there's no light, because they're Fireflies, they won it in the bottom of the 9th. Let's get you back out to the guys upstairs in the booth.
Okay, Jerome, thank you very much. What are you pointing at?
Jerome, that was a good one.
It was a good one. How cool was that picture of the eclipse in Columbia? That was awesome.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's cool. I mean, I think that's a day, like Nick said, that's a day those guys they're never going to forget. So that's a pretty cool moment.
You know, just looking up at the moon tonight, moon's not such a big deal tonight, is it?
No.
He was earlier today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we like to say upstairs from time to time. New pitcher for Atlanta's Jose Ramirez. He'll try to hold the Mariners right where they are. It's a 6-5 game after 7 innings of play. And Mr. Ramirez has been dealing over the last 3.5 weeks.
How about that left-handed average? That changeup has become such a good weapon for him. The lefty's gearing up for the 97-mile-an-hour fastball. I have trouble with it.
In his last 20 games, 21 strikeouts, 3 earned runs. The rest of the big leagues hitting 136 against him during this very impressive stretch. And he'll face Mike Zunino, who leads off to the top of the 8th. Zunino 0 for 3 tonight. And that's way outside, ball 2. A 4-pitch walk. Just heard Adrian Midgley announce the attendance. A little over 21,000 here tonight. Having major plans. We hope you'll join us for the rest of this series with Seattle, and then a big weekend coming up against the Rockies.
3rd walk for Jose in his last 4 outings.
Missed with 5 in a row. Leonis Martin digs in. He's had an interesting night. He's been intentionally walked. He's been hit by a pitch. He's scored. He's singled, stolen a base, and scored. That's 6 in a row, and Suzuki's seen enough of that.
Ramirez, too, last pitched in Colorado. Did not pitch at all against the Reds. Feeling a little too frisky tonight.
Yeah, it's always a fine line, particularly for these guys with not enough rest and too much rest.
Six-5 Seattle. The pitch. There, strike. It's 2-1. Martin's 29 years old, out of Cuba.
I hear the town, or I think the place he played was Villa Clara.
Correct.
That's where Livan Hernandez was from.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And Martin is blown away with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. So here's Heredia. Again, he came in the flip-flop batting order for Seattle. He's the left fielder, batting ninth, and he hits with 1 on, 1 out. Heredia, another native of Cuba. He defected in 2015. He played for Matanzas in the Serie Nacional Cuban League. Excellent defender there. And hit .285 in the Cuban leagues. His age listed at 26. And bounces that ball foul past third. We'll do it again. A ball and 2 strikes. Mariners signed this man March 1st, 2016 as a free agent. After he defected from Cuba, he went to Miami and trained there. And made his first major league appearance on July 29th against the Cubs at Wrigley Field. Swing and a miss. After the walk, 2 swinging strikeouts. It didn't take Ramirez long to get back on the beam. Now he's got Segura to deal with 2 outs.
Hard to catch up with that pitch that far inside.
Upstairs, ball 1. With all the changes that Seattle's made in their pitching staff tonight, I'd be remiss if we didn't mention a member of their coaching staff. It's a former Brave. There's a former player late in staff. Dansby will flip to Ozzie, and he got to the bag just in time to force Zunino. That was a pretty athletic and improvisational play up the middle. Zunino forced out. That ends the 8th inning, and the bottom of the order is coming up. 6-5. Seattle has the lead. 7-8-9 coming up for the Braves here at SunTrust. dynamic duo up the middle, Dansby Swanson and Ozzie Albies. They've put on a show last couple of games here at SunTrust Park. A slick fielding play just ended the 8th inning, helping keep the Mariners off the scoreboard and keeping it a one-run game.
I think Dansby was fortunate here that Ozzie was tracking him the whole way on that and was ready for that toss. Together, they've been very good the last 8 games. 10 extra base hits between them.
So it's Albies, Swanson, and then we'll see for Atlanta. It's a 6-5 game and a bunt try, but it's too hard. Right back to the mound, and that's easy pickings for Vincent. 1 out. Before that great play ended the top of the 8th inning, I was going to tell you about the former Brave that's on the Seattle coaching staff. It's Mike Hampton. Mike Hampton is the Mariners bullpen coach. Well, he was the Mariners bullpen coach. He resigned at the All-Star break. I wasn't aware of that, so it's a bit of a surprise. Mike had some terrific years with the Braves. 14-game winner, 13-game winner. Big year with Houston in '99. He won 22 games.
And he could hit.
They've got a lot of guys in their staff that could hit. Scott Brocious, Casey Candell, Tim Bogar, Manny Acta, former big league manager on Scott's services staff. But there's one name that's their best hitter on their coaching staff, and that's Edgar Martinez. 3-time AL on-base percentage leader. Won 2 batting titles in the American League. Named the DH award after him. 7-time All-Star. This one's hit to short by Dansby. And Edgar Martinez a couple of weeks ago just had his number 11 retired by the Seattle Mariners. You look at his numbers.
Let me just read the averages. His first full year in the big leagues, 302, and then in consecutive years, 307, 343, 285, 356, 327, 330, 322, 337, 324, 306. You get the point?
Yeah, he can hit a little bit.
Why is he not in the Hall of Fame?
They still have a problem with that DH thing. So,
well, there are other DHs in there.
Yeah, he'll get in eventually.
Yeah. Is that something you guys as Hall of Famers talk about? Who isn't in and maybe should be?
Yeah, I mean, those discussions end up coming up for sure. You know, and I mean, like I say, you put his numbers up against most anybody's, pretty good.
Matt Adams, the hitter, he'll pinch hit. This guy, Edgar Martinez, was a doubles machine. 514 of them, including 2 years of 52 in back-to-back years. Fly ball to right.
Just missed it.
And that is that. Atlanta's retired in order in the 8th inning. 2, 3, and 4 coming up for Seattle. 1-run game. Good ball game in game 1 of the series.
That's because everybody is inside the ballpark, and the diehard Braves fans know there are really only 3 outs left in this game. When we get rid of the Mariners, the Braves are going to come up in the bottom of the 9th, and then bang, 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 another one of those patented comebacks. They're going to win the game. We're going to have an awful lot to talk about, good news-wise, in Braves Live.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Fulton-Evans. He didn't have a great night tonight, but the offense has been swinging the bat well. 31 runs over the last 5 games. They're swinging it well again tonight. 1, 2, 3 coming up in the 9th. Should be fun.
I promise Nick will not be wearing his sunglasses. I cannot make that same promise for Paul Bird. We have no idea what Birdie is going to do. Let's get you back to the booth now.
Well, Jerome, if they're big Corey Hart fans, they can always wear their sunglasses at night. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with another good inning of relief from Arodys Vizcaino to give the Braves a chance with the top of the order coming up in the bottom half of this 9th inning.
Vizcaino's last outing was not a safe situation. Just got some work in against Cincinnati, and it was a good inning. Zeros across with a strikeout. Maybe tonight he'll get a win.
See if the Braves can find a way to get Alonso out. He's got 3 hits. And the first one's rolled foul at first. Strike 1. Right now, huge play in this game. The play at the plate. After Robinson Cano bobbled an infield hit by Ender Inciarte, Lane Adams with 2 outs came streaking around third base. Cano, after the bobble, picked up the baseball, threw to the plate, and got Adams on a real close play at the plate. The Braves challenged it. The call was upheld. And it was very close. We all thought that Adams got the foot in at the time of the tag, but apparently not enough evidence to overturn the call. That would be, at this point, the tying run in the game.
Yeah, I think that was another one of those all about what the call was on the field, and just wasn't enough to overturn it.
So 2 quick strikes for Alonso. And now 3 quick strikes on Alonso. He's retired, 1 away. So bookend strikeouts for the Seattle first baseman, part of a 3-for-5 night, getting in front of Robinson Cano. Cano's 4th inning single extends his hitting streak to 5 games. And he's got 78 runs batted in now. Braves have 5 runs on 11 hits. The Mariners have helped with 4, count them, 4 errors. Ground ball to first. Freeman scoops that up. And Cano's in. Easy second out. Another big issue for the Braves tonight. Got to figure out what's ailing Mike Fulton-Evans. It's his 3rd poor start in a row. 6 earned runs in 5 2/3 innings. And in Mike's last 3 games, 11 2/3 innings and 18 earned runs.
It's not going to get any easier.
No.
His next outing is against Colorado again.
Yep.
So he's got a few days to work on that. Try to get back on track.
The Braves still have a chance to get him off the hook in the 9th. They'll have Inciarte, Phillips, and Freddie Freeman coming up. And a fan from Bellevue, Washington just made that play. Old school Mariner unis right there.
Alvin Davis.
Swing and a miss. Edwin Diaz is the Seattle closer. One would think he'd be on call for the 9th. He has, however, had a few hiccups of late, so you've got some hope. The pitch is lifted toward left and right at Matt Kemp, who's got it. And Ramirez, Vizcaino, and Freeman, impressive relief work of Mike Fultonevich. Top of the order is coming up. Last call for the Braves. 1 to tie, 2 to win. We'll see what happens in a 6-5 game next. Told you they have 16 last at bat wins. Can they eke out number 17 tonight? They've got the right guys at the right time. Inciarte, Phillips, and Freddie Freeman. But they will face Edwin Diaz, who's 23 years old, and a guy that's having a terrific season out of the Mariners bullpen.
He can reach triple digits. Fastball, slider. 36 hits allowed, but 9 of them have been home runs.
Well, there was an amazing note on this kid. Last year, he recorded his 50th career strikeout in only 25 1/3 innings. And the first pitch is whistled right back through the box. That strikeout rate is the fastest of any pitcher to make his major league debut since 1893. 50 strikeouts in his first 25 1/3 innings.
Well, I love what Ender just did. Yep. And that sent a message that doesn't matter how hard you're going to throw tonight, I'm on you. And that'll give the guys behind him a little confidence and maybe put a little doubt in Diaz's mind, who has given up some runs in recent outings. 3 runs, 3 walks in his last 2 2/3.
So the Braves have the tying run on, the winning run at the plate. And Phillips shoots one to right. A hit and a fly out on back-to-back pitches. And here's Freddie Freeman. He's doubled, grounded out, and struck out twice.
Well, they're going up there looking fastballs.
I think that was a scouting report right away. Likes to get ahead.
That suits Freddie Freeman just fine. You know, he likes to ambush pitches from time to time. They haven't had a walk-off winner in a while. Maybe tonight's the night. And he took a strike. Have been an excellent one-run club. Despite Diaz's troubles the last 4 games. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Zanino's throw is right on the money. And in time. Oh, he's thrown out a couple of runners late. Phillips in the 7th, Inciarte here in the 9th on a perfect peg.
I don't like that play. You're forcing Alonso to hold him on with Freddie up there, give him a hole to shoot for. And with Freddie at the plate, he hits a home run, the game's over.
It's a heck of a throw. That's two really good throws tonight.
On a tough pitch to throw on.
And to make it worse, the pitch to Freeman was called a strike. So now with 2 outs, Atlanta in the 9th down to its last strike. Mariners trying to go 22-11 in 1-run games. Little roller hit toward first. Alonso hangs on to this one. Diaz saves it. The Mariners win the game 6-5. That's your final score at SunTrust Park. No late inning magic for the Braves tonight. And the 6 runs allowed by Mike Foltynewicz, fellas, tonight. Too much for Atlanta to dig out of.
Offensively, Braves are doing just fine. They're getting some runs. They've got 5 tonight against the Seattle club that's been playing really well on the road. They've just got to get a little more starting pitching to hold some guys down. Hopefully tomorrow night.
Yeah, hopefully tomorrow night for sure. Yeah, just a little bit more consistency out of the starting crew. But yeah, they're swinging it. So that part of the game solid.
So Andrew Albers comes back to beat the Braves for Seattle. Amazing. Mike Foltynewicz suffers the loss. He's now 10-9. Diaz picks up the save. And Atlanta will try to even up the series tomorrow night behind Lucas Sims, beginning at 7 o'clock with Braves Live. 6-5's your final. Seattle wins Game 1 here at SunTrust Park. Joe Simpson, Tom Glavine, Paul Byrd, and our crew, Chip Carey, inviting you to stay tuned. Braves Live, presented by Xfinity, is coming up next.